been a while since I've done a day in the life video and done an Air Force video in general, and I figured I'd do another one. I think I did one back in like I don't know, May or so, but it's 6:15 in the morning. I'm trying to head out to work, but it says it's 36 out. It's supposed to be like 60 today, so I don't know why it's so cold. I'm waiting for this guy to defrost. So I'm going to attempt to answer a couple questions I've gotten here over the last couple, I guess, months. It's been forever. First of all, can you? Does everybody have to get up early in the Air Force? Is something somebody's asked me before. Does every job require you to have to get up early in the morning? And in short, pretty much, yeah. Because if you think about it, there's always going to be a variation of shifts and shift work you're going to have to work. And it's so dependent on your job. I can't speak for every career in the Air Force. I know that certain jobs, say like a dental hygienist, if you like the 9 to 5, Monday through Friday type deal, going into dental hygiene is a way to go in the Air Force. I remember the one I talked to said that he worked Monday through Thursday from like 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I think it was to 4 or something like that. So that's a great schedule right there. Whereas other jobs, say security forces, you're going to work all hours of the day. And a lot of jobs in the Air Force do require you to work all hours of the day, unless it's a like an office type job, think like finance and stuff like that. You're probably not going to be working nights in finance, but then again, I can't speak for every job in the Air Force. I'm sure there's extenuating circumstances. Another question I've gotten is, am I going to get holidays off, or am I going to get like Christmas and Thanksgiving? And once again, the answer is it's so dependent on your career field, and also the manning for your job, the requirements for how many people need to be at your job. So it could totally vary. I got lucky this year. I got Thanksgiving off, and I was able to put in leave for Christmas. And with that, a really big tip I guess I could give already is get your leave in early. I wasn't expecting to be able to get off for Christmas this year, and I put my leave in August is when I requested it, and thereby I was able to secure my leave early. So obviously you don't want to be that guy that's running around in like June talking about Christmas nonstop, but just mentioning it to your supervisor. If you haven't joined, and this is obviously information for way down the road, but just mentioning to your supervisor what your plans are. And I don't know why I had this understanding before I joined that everybody would be cold and callous and not understanding. And obviously, again, every squadron could be different, every flight could be different. But generally, I've found that they're people just like everybody else, and they understand the importance of being with family for the holidays, and they'll work with you to try to make that happen. I can't say enough positive things so far about my experiences in that regard. But federal holidays, you typically don't have off. Once again, if you work finance or something like that, and they're closed, say on Labor Day, then yeah, you have off Labor Day. So a lot of those office type jobs, I don't want to say give you a higher chance of having off on the holidays, but you're definitely going to have more of that chance than if you worked special forces or something in the Air Force, if you're a pararescueman. So some people wonder too, is it hard to get leave? Once again, it's not. It really just depends on what's going on with your flight and your squadron, what they need, and your career field, what your roles and responsibilities are, and the manning of that career field or that flight, that squadron. Do you get lunch breaks? That's another one of those questions I've gotten. Again, it depends on your job. Some do allot a time out for you to be able to go get lunch. That could vary. That could be like an hour. I've heard as short as half an hour, for as long as 2 hours, 3 hours. Again, depending on your commander, your career field. Certain other jobs don't allow for the possibility of a lunch break, and the way they mitigate that is either designating somebody to go do a food run and get food for everybody, or obviously bringing your own lunch and eating in the office. But the Air Force is going to let you eat. That's another thing I thought when I joined. They'd be like, work, work, work. And in a sense they are, but at the same time, they know you're not going to perform if you're freaking starving the whole time. So what if you're late? People show up late to work, I guess, at any time in your career that could happen. And Obviously, showing up to work late is not a good idea, especially if there's no reason for it. But typically what will happen is first time you show up late to work, once again, depending on the circumstance, it's not going to be the end of the world. And I can't speak once again for all the career fields, but generally they'll be pretty understanding. Now, what they're concerned about is if that becomes a habitual habit. Because remember, before I joined, I was like, it's got to be impossible never to be late to work in a 20-year career. I'm sure, whether there's traffic or an accident or you oversleep, you miss an alarm, it happens. And in my experience so far, and from those I've talked to, they're pretty understanding, because people accidentally show up a few minutes late to work all the time throughout their careers, it seems. So again, as long as it doesn't become a habitual habit and it's just you having an issue with sleeping, and that's something that they would want to look into more. I'm supposed to be out the door about 6:10, 6:15 in order for me to make it on time to work. I got to be there by about 6:45. And was it 2 weeks ago? I opened my eyes in bed and my watch said 6:58, and I thought, that's not right. And I looked out the window, and sure enough, it was light. It was light out, and that's when you know you're really screwed up. And I haven't been late. I've only been in about a year and a half, but I haven't been late to work yet. And I was like, dang. So I called my work, and that's another big thing. Let your supervisors know what's going on. Don't just show up late to work with no explanation. So I called my supervisor, and I was like, hey, I don't know what just happened, but I somehow slept through 3 alarms. My alarms were still going off when I woke up. And my alarms go off, by the way, at 5:15. So go figure. And he was like, all right, yeah, just get in. And that was it. There's no, they didn't line me up and shoot me outside. It was fine. Again, like I said, if it becomes a habit, that's when they get concerned. And so just let them know, don't lie. Don't be like, I'm throwing up. So I'm about to go through the gate, and they're not too crazy about filming going through gates here, anything security related. So I'll probably pick this back up a little later on today with some more questions I've gotten from everybody.